Hey there, cello players. So we've got this thing out, we had fun playing, time to pack it back up. This can be a little bit of a trick when you're not used to it. It takes a little bit of practice, but you will get it in no problem time, I'm sure. So, first thing I'm going to do is carefully pick it up, set it on my leg, so I can loosen, lefty-loosey, my end pin screw, slide that end pin in, farther, slide it in all the way, and then make sure you tighten it back up. Had some people who have end pins that go missing because they fall out because they weren't tightened back up. So make sure that screw is tight again. Then I can set that back down on the floor, and I'm going to take my other hand to grab my case. Okay. Now the case, I've left it unzipped because there was no need to zip it up. The first thing we got to do is identify the front and the back side of your case, because sometimes that can be a little confusing. The easiest way for me to tell is that the bow pocket is always on the front side, the string, bridge, fingerboard side of my instrument. I've never seen a case where it's on the back side, so I'm pretty sure it's always on the front side. Okay? The other side, the back side, usually has a big pocket that you can put your book or music in. Works pretty nice for that. So, got the front side lined up with my cello. Now, I would recommend go ahead and stand up, all right? I like to put the case on from the top down to the bottom. So the easiest thing for me is to kind of put it on like a coat. I'm going to try to open this up, and this is the tricky part, and get the scroll inside of the top of the case there first. Put it over the pegs. Now you can see I've got that part on. Now I can slide down and get this front part to come over the front of the instrument, get the back part to come over the back of the instrument. That's looking pretty good. Now I think I'm ready to start zipping. So I'm going to zip this down, keep on going, and get down to about here, and then I like to set it back down on its side so I can get the rest of the way. So we're going to zip this all the way down. Go ahead and stop when you get to the end pin. Don't try to go over top of that. That end pin is supposed to stay sticking out just a little bit. Now don't forget there's also that other zipper from the other side. Find that one back there, pull it up, and that's going to meet then at the end pin too. So I've zipped right up to there. Instruments put away in the case. Now before we leave, let's see. My bow is already in there. I do need to get my end pin anchor. Let me grab that off the chair. These kind of roll up pretty nicely. That can go in my front pocket here. Zip that up. And I'm going to take these straps, these handles here, and go ahead and Velcro them together. You don't have to, but it's a little bit easier to carry it that way, I think. Now there's a couple ways that I can carry this. Okay, number one is I can grab by that handle and just pick it up and hold it this way. Okay, I don't want to swing this around too much because it is breakable, and this really isn't a real sturdy case. It's just kind of like an, it's something that covers it to protect itself. So I can carry it this way. That works. Or another thing that's fun, a lot of you probably have on the back side some straps. These are like backpack straps. So I can put that on just like a backpack. And that is a pretty easy way to carry it, especially if I've got to walk a little bit farther. Okay. The one thing to be careful of this way, if you're in 5th grade, a lot of you aren't quite as tall as me, but you do have to know that this goes up over your head, so be careful when you go through a doorway. You don't want to hit the top of the door. And this probably isn't a great way to take it on the bus. So let me talk about that real quick too before we finish. I would suggest to carry it on the bus that you hold it with that handle like we did at first. And when you go to get on the bus through the doorway, go ahead and use your other hand. Hold it more vertical like this in front of you. Then it's much easier to kind of pick that up, go up those steps onto the bus, and to carry it down the aisleway till you find your seat. All right, so there's a few different ways to carry that cello around. Have fun practicing.